Good afternoon. Good afternoon. Oh, that tune. I mean, I heard it yesterday, but when you've got your headphones in, my heart's pounding.
Yeah, absolutely. It's heavy bass. That's why I picked it out. It's not spooky, as two people said yesterday. It's not spooky music. It's upbeat. And it's a real thumper if you put your headphones on. And it is I can't remember the song title, but it's by an artist called Harris Heller. And he does a lot of stuff on YouTube and streams on Twitch. But he has provided copyright-free music that you can use, and it's stream beats. And it's specifically done for live streaming. You don't have to worry about attribution. So the way he makes his money is he puts it on Spotify. People listen to the tunes, go, I like that. And every time that a tune gets listened to on Spotify, they get a couple of cents. So if people go and listen to his songs, he gets some money from the Spotify music. And of course, he's driving all the streamers into there. So that's how he makes a revenue off it. And apparently he makes quite a bit of money. So yeah, it's all good. The intro music makes it sound like we're about to see an epic movie. Afternoon, everyone. So you're very welcome, Dave. Now, in terms of the With Me Now brand, it is a bit jaunty and light, but I like cool. I like cool things too. So I hope you can hear me all okay. Do let us know if I'm having any difficulties in glitching. I am up in Richmond Park. I'm in a place called Pembroke Lodge. And I'm not far from the Richmond Park Run start. Why am I here? I'll come to that in a second. I'm just going to show you. If I suddenly drop out, there's a black spot just here. And I wanted to show you this bit, the entrance in. I hope that the black spot doesn't kick in, because then I can show you. I mean, you've got a map as well. It's quite busy up here. It's quite busy. Can you hear me? Is it black spotting?
No, you're fine. You're all good. Oh, I know that well.
You do. You were running around it in October, wasn't it? London.
That's right. Even Hannah Perrin came down to join us. Oh, there's no tea rooms.
The toilets are shut as well, actually, but they are doing food in the cafe. Apparently, there's a massive queue here the other day. But this is the car park. This is Pembroke Lodge car park. Now, many people might come here for Richmond Park Run. And this cafe, people might go in there. It's quite posh. It's very nice, actually. And let's have a look. Let's go have a peek, shall we? I might get told off for doing this. I don't know. I'm really allowed to do it. It's very nice. This house has a lot of history to it.
Yeah, it's weird that your sound while you're coming out of the black potato spot, as Dave Selby Williams called it, your sound's just gone a little bit like muffled, as if you're like hiding. Are you being a spy?
I reduced my voice. Now, I didn't speak very loudly because people were standing around. I don't want all the posh Richmond people to have a look at me and go, what are you doing?
Fair enough. I know you'd reduced it, but it was just a little bit muffly. Careful.
Muffy, get it right, Mark.
Sorry. Oh, and Danny's gone. So we shall wait for him to come back. Welcome to my room. This is not Richmond Park, as you can see. So I'm going to have a little look at some of the things. Barnaby, Clicky McClickerson. Yeah, that's probably why Danny's gone. It looks quite busy. Not here, Emma. The comments are flying in, so if I get them wrong, I can watch you live in real time. That is great, Martin. Welcome to Hove, because we've just lost Danny. Emma, I think is your comment about Richmond. That's a lovely property. I guess it is. Fenton. Yep, everywhere we go, Fenton. So is everybody okay? How are we all doing? Stuart Brownwood has clocked yours. Afternoon all, tucking into my nut post-run pie just because I can. I'm Northern and let's bring in the Southerner. Hello. Welcome back, Danny.
I'm so sorry about that.
That's
I don't know I know what's happening. It's nothing to do with the connection. It's my phone, for some reason, the screen has gone really dark. I can't see it properly. I don't know why it's suddenly done this. Apple, sometimes I could lob the stuff at the wall. Anyway, so yeah, right, yeah. Big up my screen for me. I do apologise.
We will do. Here we go. We're back.
Thank you for hosting and holding on by it just then. The phone's just being weird. Why are you dipping in the light? I could barely see, so I was trying to get the camera sorted to come back in, and I can't see the screen properly.
Yeah.
And of course, the way it's tilted, I can't. Anyway, it's all by the by. It's all technical issues that people don't need to care about. But hopefully, you're able to see this a bit better.
Very much so. It's lovely. Oh, and he's gone. What did I say? I promise you, it's nothing to do with me. Absolutely nothing to do with me. That view is everything. obviously this face. Dave, yeah, obviously not. Emma, yeah, it was Richmond, but my pad looks okay. Fine. Yeah, okay. This is not a pad. It's a piece of paper. It's not even a proper pad, notepad. What have we got? Great news in Wales. I saw that. They've been announced you can meet with one other person to run. That's fantastic news, Stuart. Danny's back. Let's bring in his ridiculously attractive face again.
Right. What I did is I went, sod it. I've had enough of this. I'm just going to go in and turn the light up because I need to see the screen. And it's like, talk about technical stuff driving me insane. Do bear with people. I do apologise. It's infuriating.
Don't worry, everybody's still here. We've not lost anybody. That view,
That's
though, is
better.
stunning. That's
right.
lovely.
This is worth it. This is what I wanted to do. That's why I needed to go and see what I was showing you. Because obviously I need to see what the screen is, how it's composed. But this is, so if I can, I'll just show you, I'm just right by the house. Obviously it's looming over the Pembroke Lodge and the cafe areas. I have tables out here. It's a bit windy up of my ear. But just over here, that's not a bad view, is it? Is that a nice view like that? Like that?
That is glorious.
Is the kingdom of Surreyshire. Spit it out, Danny. The kingdom of Surreyshire. And out that way is Windsor. Windsor's about 13 miles. I do wish I had a super zoom. I think you can see the castle and other places. And so just beyond that tree and things, you might see it in a minute, is Twickenham Stadium, Heathrow. So we're looking out west. Now you've got the map. You've got a map up on Apple Google Maps even, I should say. Is that right?
I have indeed. There we go. So
you can show them where I am.
You are here at Pembroke Lodge. Let me just zoom in a little bit on this screen. There we are. So that's the view from above. Okay, it looks smaller on a map, doesn't it? It looks much better with.
I see. So just back to the old shot. Look at this. Picture postcard every time, everything that I do. So what's John Japp saying? Pembroke Lodge, we have probably the most expensive post-park run breakfast ever. Yeah, but it's cheap in Richmond circles, isn't it, John? It's cheap for Brighton people. It's expensive. No, it is. It's quite expensive. So is the pheasantry in Bushy, though. It is quite expensive. It needs to be on selfie mode so it can be doubly ridiculously attractive. I do wish we could have double cameras. You never know. Future phones. Danny's view is less misty than mine, though. It's better here than it was. Yes, I mean the weather was rainy. Don't get me wrong. So why am I in Richmond Park? I have been to the hospital, Kingston Hospital today, just having a check on things to make sure I'm okay about certain stuff. And it's all okay. It's all good news. And so I thought, while I'm over here, Kingston Way, I'm afraid to say that Poodle has passed away. She's rest in peace, my car. So I've had to use public transport. But Kingston Hospital is right near Richmond Park. It's on the cusp of Kingston Gate. I came in Kingston Gate, and because my appointment's finished early, I thought I would come on up into Richmond Park. And do you know what? I'd go further into Richmond Park and just show you Richmond Park, portions of it. And I say portions because this park is vast. There's a road on the inner circle that goes all the way around. It's 11 kilometres as you go around inside it. Now, Central Park, if you go on the road for a run, I remember doing it, it's 10k. Richmond Park by road is 11k. It's 7.3 miles on the thing called the Townsend Trail, which is the path that I'll go onto in a second, that circumnavigates the entire park too. Yep. This park is steeped in history for various reasons and things. This is potentially where the first park run could have ever happened, but Paul was persuaded to go to Bushy Park. He did contemplate Richmond Park, but it is the place of fifth park run. Sorry, Leeds was fourth and Richmond was fifth. I don't know if you can see through the trees there. That's out towards sort of Hounslow Way, Heathrow Ways, a few more high-rise buildings. A bit windy, wind's picking up. But I'm in the gardens here.
By the way, don't worry about the sort of the tech fail and so on, because as Stuart has just commented.
What else would we be doing? This is very true. I just get infuriated with tech stuff. I want things to be perfect. This is my perfectionist coming out in terms of it should be working first time and blips and errors. I don't like errors, but that's my own sort of doing. I won't stand on the grass. Some of the grass is actually lovely, well maintained. Public garden. This is lovely too. I remember being up here once and just spending some time in the sunshine. Another fantastic view. Yeah, coming up now. Actually, I just realised. So you can see this. I'm going to back it up a little bit for the garden. It's quite nice, isn't it? Yeah. Is that nice? It's nice.
It's glorious.
There's a little bit of a wooden garden. Is people sending any comments? I can look at the comments as well while I do
Yeah,
this.
people, a lot of sympathy for Poodle.
Yeah. She served us well. She was a little tank, but she did serve us well on many a parkrun tourism. But this is lovely. I haven't been up here for quite a while, actually, for quite some time. I don't think. Oh, hello, boys. Lovely sunny day. Hello, Mum. One of Mum's favourite places when I used to bring her up here.
Yeah.
There's a lot of running history. So it is windy. It's got wind, isn't it? Down here, I'm going to disturb these two ladies. They're going to look at me. Look at this. I bet you they'll look at me really weirdly.
That's all right.
What's doing? What's going on? I used to. Sorry. Good afternoon. Windy. Used to hill training. Is it windy now?
Yeah, we are picking up the wind a bit, just to let you know.
It's used to do hill training up and down that hill quite a lot when I was super fit. You can see how steep it is up and down on the grass.
Yeah.
And down there is the Dysart Arms. Around the back of that is Ranelagh Harriers clubhouse. Ranelagh Harriers, which of course is PSH's running club, which is also Chris Brace's and the birthplace London Marathon, pretty much.
Mm-hmm.
And there's, so you can just see through the woods there. Hopefully, there's a little sort of church building. That's Petersham. There are some amazing views along here out towards Surrey Shire. I mean, it's basically unchecked from Richmond Hill all the way. It is a wonderful. Now, Poets Corner's coming up from King Henry's Mound. So if you want to stay with me, guys, if you want to drift in and out, I'll be going to a couple of spots. I'm kind of near where Fenton was. Fenton! It is on the Richmond Park, quite a bit further down towards Sheen Gate. And it's nearly 10 years old, Fenton, the meme. 10 years old, November 2011. There is Twickenham Stadium. Actually, I've got away with it weather-wise. It looks fantastic. But straight ahead, you may be able to make it out. Depends on the resolution on the TV and the screen you're watching it on. But there is out toward Heathrow just beyond, but Twickenham Stadium first. And just beyond that, if you look really, really closely, if you've got amazing TV, really high resolution, there is the control tower for Heathrow. Planes, obviously, not coming in and out, not as many. Anita Pack looks gorgeous. Are we going to see any deers? Fingers crossed, Anita. I will try and find them, but of course again, the size of the park, they could be almost anywhere. But ordinarily you could be here, you'd be watching planes coming in and out, because Heathrow has a plane every 2 minutes. And if you look really carefully in the sky, well, I can see it clearly. I can't see a single one, because of course they finally decided to stop having variants from around the globe come into the UK. Hooray for sensible decision.
I was going to say, but it must be. I was going to say it must be a heck of a lot quieter than you would have ever anticipated. Yep.
But there you go. Sky is empty because they decided, no, we don't want to have a variant come in to undo all the work of the vaccines that have been being done quite well. Now, the John B. Laburnum walk. I'll come back to this in a second. That's lovely. Look, everything is just the photogenic.
Yeah, stunning.
And the sunshine helps. The fact that sunshine is helping. It's coming into spring soon-ish, not far away. Where am I going, Danny? Well, I'll show you where I'm going. Now, if you've ever been here to Richmond Park, hopefully you'll have come to here. And I love this spot. King Henry's Mound. What is this? King Henry's Mound is situated on the highest part of Richmond Hill, overlooking the Thames Valley. Originally a barrow or burial mound dating back to prehistoric times. Lovely, so lots of dead bodies underneath me. It has over the centuries been remodeled several times, and now probably looks quite different from its original appearance. I think there's a burial mound on the Bushy Park Run course. There's a slight hump just after Tennington Gate, which I think is where they buried a lot of people who died while working on Hampton Court. Historians may know if that's correct or not. I may be slightly wrong. Anyway, so this, I won't go to the ins and outs, but there was a vista here, and I'll show you it. And this gentleman is actually using the telescope. There's a free-to-use telescope. Nice. And obviously, you'll have seen out towards there. So again, this is the highest point. There we go.
Very good day to use the telescope.
13.5 miles, Windsor Castle, 12 miles to Runnymede, and 1.5 miles to Strawberry Hill. Who lives at Strawberry Hill? Anyone know?
Don't know. Nobody really. It's nobody of any significance.
Pushkar before, is it? Yeah,
Oh,
where
yeah.
I went to St Mary's University, St Mary's Uni College, where Mo Farah went and other people. But there's Runnymede, which of course is where the Magna Carta stuff, and then here, St Paul's, 10-mile cathedral. This, let's see now, that goes 10 miles straight through to St Paul's Cathedral. It is not allowed to be blocked. That view is protected.
Oh, fantastic.
Yep. You can see St Paul's Cathedral quite clearly using this scope. Unfortunately, can't do the two. But if you ever come up here, you'll be able to see it. But yeah, with the naked eye, you can see.
Wow.
But there was some controversy about certain things nearly impinging on the protected eye line. The cheese grater, I don't know if you ever know of the cheese grater building and other stuff. The reason why it's built like that, so it doesn't affect the view.
Wow.
It's been built and designed architecturally, so it doesn't impinge on that particular view. But that is 10 miles, pure line. There you go, I'll show you that. That's what you see, straight in. Not allowed to be built upon. So here we are, there's the line of sight straight into St Paul's. See that? So if you're ever up this way, Richmond Park Run, do come and pop over here to see this. I think it's fantastic. So,
do you know the history of why there has to be that clear line for 10 miles?
I just to see it. I just think the people went, right, I want to see St Paul's Cathedral. It must not be touched upon, and away we go. I think it's, I don't know, King Henry may have said, I want to see St Paul's Cathedral. I don't know, actually. Do you know what? That's a very good question. But I wouldn't be surprised if that's the reasoning and case. Now, here we go, in the tunnel.
You love these.
It's a bloody picturesque place, isn't it, Richmond Park? It is a special site. It's a site of scientific interest, like Bushy Park. There is a reason why Sir David Attenborough loves this park. Will often come into it, doesn't live particularly far. It is a very special place. Like I said, it is a massive preserve. I think it's the biggest urban park in Europe. Correct me if I'm wrong. But then up here, if I find it, Katie Stone, I love this protective view. I always take visitors to look at it. Yep. The chair along here, hit me with your rhythm stick, Ian Drury. These chairs along here, I don't know if they've moved it or they've changed it, but you used to be able to plug your headphones in. It was a solar-powered little MP3 player. Keep audio describing, please. We'll have to listen with you. I pocket, or I won't stay upright down this muddy hill, says Elizabeth Shazam. Be careful, Lizzie Shazam. Bug hotels. I love bug hotels. I'd like to be a receptionist at a bug hotel.
There's just so much, isn't there? This is
just a portion of it. I mean, this is the main hub of this sort of stuff. But there's so much to see in Richmond Park. There really is. James Thompson, the poet of nature. Ye who from London's smoke and turmoil fly to seek a purer air and brighter sky. Think of the bard who dwelt in yonder dell, who sang so sweetly what he loved so well. Think as ye gaze on these luxuriant bowers, here, promise love, the sunshine and the flowers. And it goes on. There you go.
Fantastic.
I'm going to go to the Royal Star and Garter. If people are familiar with that, it's no longer a home for retired military people. It's been purchased and redeveloped, but it is a site. It is a heck of a building. It's quite large. You can see it for far around because it's up on the high on the hill. The Thames is, you won't be able to see it, but it does meander off down in that direction. Susan Cartwright, I ran the Richmond Park Marathon a few years ago and found out why they have Tourette's Hill. Well, there's two Tourette's Hill. Is that the Robin Hood hill? Look, let's ignore that. Oh yeah, Townsend Trail. Let's go on the Townsend Trail because this is the 7.3 mile path all the way around. I'm trying to look out for some deer. There's cross country that happens in here. Just through the trees is the city. You can see the Shard direct. Again, you're going to have to zoom or focus. Difference between the lens on this camera and my eyeball, but the Shard is directly between those trees. That gap. You can see the Shard very clearly. So And here we got lots of cycling going around. So it's 20-mile-an-hour speed limit, allegedly, along here. And it's a loop. So a lot of cyclists and other people love coming into here because it's not really a thoroughfare for traffic, although people do tend to use it as one. Let's have a look at some of the comments while I go over to Richmond Gate and the start of Richmond Park Run. Love Richmond Park. Looking forward to being able to do Park Run there one day. It's a toughie. I mean, it is a bit of a toughie. So Tourette's Hill, yeah, Robin Hood Hill, I believe. That is a killer. But there are some undulations in here. It's not flat by any means, this park.
I know.
Yes, as you know, Timothy Parkhouse, lovely weather your end, guys. Yeah, no, I'm really fortunate. There are grey skies, and it could change at any moment.
Potentially, doesn't it?
Yeah. But it is lovely, lovely park. The trouble is when you run round it, you don't really take it in enough. But when you're showing it off like this,
your eyeballs will be better than the camera. To your left, those runners, that chap on the right in the black, it's not a Milestone shirt, is it? No. Okay.
Those fellas. No. I would definitely see it and say.
I'm trying to work out personally is if this is a part I will have run round. I've kind of lost my bearings already, but we tended to go around the outside, so.
Yeah, I mean, it's relatively equidistant anyway. It's fundamentally the same location, same point. There is a fancy gate. There's a really fancy ornate gate over to the right, actually. It's a bit where the King Henry's Mound view is, over this road and towards the copse of trees. There's a fantastic iron wrought gate. But here we go. Where are we? Star and Garter, is that a pub? No, it is not, Stuart Bramwood. It's an old retired military people's home. But they've been moved. They've actually been moved to Surbiton. They've been split into various places, but they bought a building in towards Surbiton, which not hugely far from where we live. Actually, and they put a bunch in there, and they split some to somewhere else too. But you'll see it. You can actually see it through the trees. It's coming up. It's massive. It's a massive building.
Okay.
Let's take you down the hill. Thank you. Toilets here on the left. So toilets very nearby. We're coming right up to the Richmond Park Run finish line. Actually, it's a one lap of Richmond Park. It's 1.2 of lap, as it were. It's a smidge. It starts a bit further down, but this is the finish area. Everyone will congregate afterwards around here. But there's a toilet building to the left if you ever need it. Again, car parking, Pembroke Lodge. There is no real car parking on the outside of Richmond Park. It's all very highly zoned and residential stuff. So, I mean, yeah, unless you're lucky enough to be able to afford a property around here, like Mick Jagger and other wealthy Brits, then public transport is definitely your friend. Richmond Station's not far from here. Make sure I don't fall over. So, I'll show you Lawrence Bromley. Nice to see you, an old favourite place of mine, all the way from Toronto. Hello, Lawrence. Hi, dear mate. You okay? It's a bit warmer here than I think in Toronto at the moment. We'll come back to the Royal Star and Garter in a second, but there it is. It's just there. And so now we're going to do Richmond Knots Park Run. So 20 mile an hour, Richmond Park National Nature Reserve. There you go, horse riders on the track. And then Susie Bannon, I'm jealous of all those runners, wish I was there. So you can just see ahead, it's going to be a little hump. There's a view into London. And just for the meme's sake, it's where Fenton happened maybe about a kilometre and a bit further down, about a mile nearly further down the road. But here is the finish area. So Richmond Park Run's finish is just here. Okay.
Wow. Yeah.
And the start is further along, just beyond those trees. There's a little pond just over there. My goodness, it's a lovely pond. No matter where I put the camera, does it not shine? Apart from the mud on the floor.
Yeah.
Little Morris looks beautiful there today. Yeah, I've really caught it lucky with the weather. I didn't think it was going to happen when I was in the hospital and it's pouring down. I thought, uh-oh. But no, it's brightened up and I'm going to get away with it today. So hopefully you're doing all your votes for your World Cup of Parkrun Beauty. Richmond Park, funnily enough, isn't in the list. Didn't get enough nominations. Big old shout out to Bedworth Parkrun that didn't quite make the last 16. I mean, they have a beautiful community. But we have, Richmond Park has got some wonderful elements to it. And but yeah, people are still voting on the first one, on the what was the first one? Wallace Dunes versus Wallaby Track. Still getting notifications. Did you getting them too, Mark? We're like, notification, someone's liked this picture, and I'm like, it finished 48 hours ago.
Yeah, your votes will not count, but you may still not be charged.
Yes, exactly. It looks superb and sounds so peaceful. Do you know what, Karen? If it wasn't for the cars, I'd agree. I mean, there are no planes. It is a major part of the flight path. So many times if you come into Heathrow, it will go over. I mean, Old Deer Parkrun is not very far away. There are two parkruns in very close vicinity to each other. And yeah, the flight path of the planes is very... Actually, I'm saying that. Can I... Just as I'm speaking,
what we spotted?
The plane.
Oh, yeah.
There's a 737, I think. But there's a plane going in now. So this is the flight path. So you come over, and if it is bright and you can see, you'll be able to know where you are, because you'll be able to see Richmond Park very clearly, and the Twickenham Stadium, you'll be able to see very clearly as you're coming in. But I was about to say the plane noise, and I can hear it. But I mean, imagine that again every 2 minutes. Now, again, quality, that is straight into the city. If you look very carefully right in the centre, it's the City of London. And yeah, very clearly see. And the Shard is coming up. There we go. So
I can see something in the distance, but I can't distinguish it. You can see some buildings.
Yeah. When I come back and watch it on my big telly, and they'll be like, oh yeah, it's just like a pixelated block. I promise you, that big sharp black blurb in the skyline is the Shard. And then of course you've got the city, and then I can see very clearly or the cheese grater and the mobile telephone building that the light reflected onto a car and melted it, and all the other ones. I mean, the Swiss RE building's hidden now. Swiss RE building is tiny in comparison to everything else. Can't see Fenton though, says Phil Benham. Phil, very appropriate. So if you go on another kilometre, if that, maybe half a mile, just over that ridge and down is where the Fenton element happened, where the doggy chased the deers and they all had to run and they sped across. And of course, the car's 20-mile-an-hour limit is to preserve the animals and wildlife that happens here, because like Canadian geese and everything else will just wander past. But you'll see the deer and they'll just go, right, excuse me, you might turn across. But that was a horde of them just streaming across. So it's very important, essential that you go at 20 miles an hour along here. And most cars do oblige. They do have the Royal Parks police. Royal Parks do go around to check it. But I'm not going to go down to it because it's fundamentally the same as what you saw. I go back to the Royal Star and Garter. Volunteered at the London Duathlon. I got tons of abuse from motorists as they were unable to drive through that day. They weren't in 4x4 and had that, what's that thing they bought from their wallet? Oh yeah, the white privilege credit card. That's the one that says we're allowed to do whatever we want to do whenever we want. Is that the one? I thought
sounds like the sort of person, doesn't it?
I've seen it regularly. I know I've seen it firsthand. It's disgusting to be able to speak to people like that. But lack of impatience. Oh my God, they're closing the roads. Oh, for a day, how inconvenient. Well, guess what, guys? We've had a lot of stuff shut for 10 months. I wonder how you must be feeling now. Right, and I'm Dougal on a brighter note. Another one I must visit once things are back up and running. Yeah, selling it, aren't I? I should be getting some money from the old Richmond Parkrun Tourist Board.
It should be, but I think some of it's not too clear. It's Tony Liddell.
Is the parkrun a single lap? 1 point smidge. Teeny smidge, Tony. 1 point smidge of a lap. And it's a quick start because you have this and you go down, but you've got to save something for the latter half. Definitely save something for the latter half. If you're going to go quickly at the first point, you're going to have it. It's going to come back to bite you. on the butt. I assure you. I know we had the discussion with Lauren Reed about going out hard. This is not a course to do that, because you will suffer.
Yeah, well, I'm just trying to find. There was a comment about that earlier with the runners about don't set it off too hard.
Yeah.
If we just go back to the unobstructed view of St Paul's Cathedral, because Emma's asked this twice now, so I better bring it up.
Well, Emma, but it's not unlike Emma to be persistent over questions.
No,
She's not a harasser with her questions and like, I must ask all the things. That Emma Shaw. Are you sure, Mark? Are you sure it's Emma Shaw?
Am I sure it's sure? Can't be sure.
Sorry, Emma, I know taking the mickey, but you are the most inquisitive person we've ever known, which is lovely. That 10-mile eye line, is that a runnable path too? Yes, if you can. Now, all you need to do is have a superpower like Superman and be able to run in the air, and you can go all the way, straight line, 10 miles. Yep. Sorry, I had to be sarcastic. No, Emma, we are. I know it's all relative in perspective. We are 10 miles from southwest London into the centre of London, with the Thames that meanders up and down a little bit. It is a bird's eye. I mean, it's the crow flies line. Is it runnable? No. There are 3 million people, houses, roads, everything in the way before you do that. But good question. But answer is a definitive no.
We've been warned.
I can't think of even more. Oh goodness, I've just gone and encouraged even more.
And you've set other people off, like Dave.
I do wonder about our community sometimes, Mark. I really do. What have I done?
You know, when they say that they had nothing better planned of a lunchtime, I think sometimes they actually mean it. Sorry, wait for the abuse.
Hang on,
I said that. I'll wait for the abuse.
Yeah, send the emails to Mark, not me. It's a bit busy here. I know I'm part of the traffic, but this is the first time I've been up this in a year, and I only happen to be over this way. Anyway, I'm making my excuses. But it's really busy.
Look at those runners dancing. Have you seen them? They are.
I have. I have indeed.
I thought one of them was Dennis Brandrick for a moment, but that would be too far for him.
That's hyper-referential, but no, it's not Dennis, Mark. You know it's not. You silly doofus.
I know.
Right. Here we go. This is the Royal Star and Garter. Big. It's big. Goes down as well.
It's just so grand. Absolutely. Oh, here we go.
It is majestic. I can get across. Oh, this wind. It's a problem. Let's have a look. Are those runners cooling down? No, they are not, Cass Backman. They're warming down. There you go. Peak. So it's not just the height, it's depth as well.
Yeah.
Jumped up and crashed my bike right there on that roundabout. Yeah, David, it is. I'm not surprised. It's a super sharp turn. I mean, it's probably one of the sharper turns. The other one's down by Roehampton Gate, I would suggest, in terms of, again, there are naughty Strava segments, and there's a general what's your fastest lap sort of thing going on. Of course, cyclists do take risks, which end up with only people on their backside. Certainly, if you're on clip-ons. When I was doing the Y100, the amount of people who had come off on sharp corners, I'd rather just get around safely. But I can understand how he's come off there.
This is a lovely pathway with the old benches, the older benches. It just looks like a lot of character to it.
There is a lot of it. I mean, there's a lot of money here. This is the Elmbridge in Richmond. It's the highest earning part of the country. A lot of famous people. It's 20 minutes by train into central London. And then you have, I mean, the value of the properties. I mean, I'm actually going over to it where I can say Mick Jagger. You'll see the properties. Richmond Hill Hotel, it's just there actually. I should show that. Petersham Common, of course, all protected sight lines, by the way. Petersham Meadows.
Oh, lovely.
But yeah, you see where I'm about to go. So Seb Coe used to do hill training, and where I'm about to go, and where Joe Wicks, the Joe Wicks, the person who's been doing his YouTube, I came here a couple of times actually when he did some hill training sessions. He organised it through his Instagram. Now McAndrew was there both time. Was it both time or one time? But we congregated here. So we're just going to go over to that. And again, another spectacular view. Hill training down here we used to do. Do you remember this hill, Mum? We love Richmond when we were down that way with Danny. We loved to sit down by the river on the benches, yes. And I made her go up this hill on Christmas Day once. We did Bushy Park. Yeah, Christmas Day. Yeah, we did Bushy Park, and then I drove over. It was a bit frosty, and then made Mum come walking up this hill to get to this view. This is not a flat hill by any means. It is quite a sharp one. Yeah. So it's it is quite a sharp hill. And the lady on the bike saying, "Look at the bike saying, excuse me." Absolutely, I would excuse me, but you can also go on the road like you're legally meant to. Right. Sorry, Mark.
That's okay. No, with you on that one.
Here we go.
To the left. What's that? I'm on a monitor, so I can't see if is that river? Is that the river?
Oh, sorry, straight in front of us. Yeah, that's the Thames.
It's the Thames.
Yep, that's on its way down to Ham House, and that would be a bit further down on the left. Petersham is just that building there, and then on the way to Twickenham, up High Island, etc. Just straight ahead is Twickenham itself, and then the stadium just to the right. Petersham Hotel, please, says Mum. Petersham. But there's the hill. This is the stuff apparently where this is the incline that Seb Coe would do his training in the 80s on. So yeah, it's lovely, isn't it? Beautiful. But protected. This view is protected. That green space right in front, not this bit directly in front, but just beyond that, in the middle of the screen, will have cows on it as well. That's all be protected. I think that, if I'm not mistaken, Chris Brasher was involved in protecting it all as well, making sure it's all protected for years to come. It's a bit of a floodplain, but you'll have cows there as well. It's funny having cows on a little green patch, and then all of 5 minutes walk along the river, and then you're into Richmond town centre, which is very particularly busy. Another plane's going in, just there. You
can see it in the distance.
Yeah. Okay, and I think we might just call it a day there, buddy, because I'll just go to town. It's going to get a lot busier. It's when I start to get a bit annoyed with having to dodge people on the path. Yeah. I need to make my way back, but hopefully guys have enjoyed that, because I didn't need to do much work. The surrounds and the environment do all the work for me, just as to how unbelievably picturesque it is. It's a lovely, lovely place. Everybody's in agreement of how lovely it is where you've been today. Do you know what I can do? I promised to do the houses, didn't I? I'll show you the houses. That's not how we'll finish off, because if I'm not mistaken, one of the houses over here to the right, I mean, it's multi-levels. I don't think they're owned individually. There might be buildings owned by lots of people. But there's an elevator. It's like a glass elevator, if I'm not mistaken, on the outside. Hi, Danny. Sounds like Willy Wonka. Yeah. Walking Sunshine is so good for this, so getting it before the wet weekend. That's forecast. Yeah, now I need to lose a bit of weight. Part of the shock to the system from the stuff that came out from the doctors this morning is I need to start exercising and losing weight again. So yeah, let's have a look at this. Where is it? I think it's just here to the right. Oh, look at this. It never ends in terms of what you can see. The Royal Highway, River Thames, you are here. There you go. Orleans House, Siren House, Kew Palace, Hampton Court Palace, Strawberry Hill, Chiswick House, Fulham Palace. It's the river all the way up to Lambeth Palace and into London itself. There's the views, black and white. Wow. York House, the 17th century mansion, Richmond Park. Right, here we yeah, it is here. I knew it was here. Naughty Danny, viewing of people's private properties. But there, see that? Oh yeah. So I'm just going upstairs to bed via the elevator, my love. Okay. See you later, darling. Have fun up there. I'll see you soon. There you go. Yes. Lovely. Terrace Field. This is what it's called. Terrace Field. Right. And that's actually a nice. Yeah, and the birds tweeting away as well. That's a lovely view to finish on, I think. It is. Beautiful. Cheers, people. Thank you for bearing with on my technical doofer at the beginning.
It was worth it. I think it was very much worth it. Thank you, Amanda Murray Hintind. You're very welcome. And we'll see you tomorrow for Park Faff. I believe Nicola's with me at 11 o'clock. So have a lovely not park run tomorrow, guys. And don't forget to keep on voting for your favourite. It's a bit tight on the latest one, isn't it? On the latest Parkrun Beauty World Cup one. Oh, yes. Very close.
That's what you want, though, isn't it?
It is. It's what you want indeed. All right.
And that's actually not an innuendo. Goodbye, everyone.
No. Bye.